Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Silver Savage podcast. As you can see, I am by myself, no guest today. I am in my home away from home, i.e., my Connex, my armory, my gun room, my bourbon room, whatever you want to call it. I gave a tour of it in the past, so I'm sure you guys have seen it, and if not, I'm going to link a video so you guys can see what this room is all about. But anyways, I am here today by myself. I have a few other guests coming up, including next week. I'm going to give you a little tip right now, or a little head up. He's an author, a journalist, and one that worked very closely with the intelligence and security community. And our conversation was super interesting, so look forward to hear what he has to say about the state of the world, about writing books, and about TikTok. But all that aside, today, I'll be honest, it's going to be a straight up a sales pitch. So if you guys don't want to hear what I'm selling, which really it's all about the Silver Savage community, you can log off now, turn this off if you're listening in audio, and I'll see you guys next week. But if you are interested in why I started this community, why I'm doing everything that I'm doing, stick around and I'll be more than happy to share. So with no further ado, let's get into the episode. I have notes. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on. It is super hot in this Connex right now. I really need to get some AC in here. I have a tiny little fan and it is on the lowest setting right now, just so the noise doesn't overshadow everything I'm trying to say. And I still have a feeling I'm gonna have to reduce background noise when I edit this video. But anyways, I gotta read the notes I took, because I took a bunch of them. So I have my glasses on, so I look a little smarter too in the process. So again, I get this question a lot, and that is, what is so special about the Silver Savage coaching program? And I talked about in the past, we talked about the 4 pillars, we talked about, the type of people that I want to attract, what do I bring to the table, and what can I offer? But the question keeps surfacing, so I figured a dedicated podcast is actually in place, and hopefully you learn something along the way. And really what it comes down to is one thing and one thing only. It's all about leadership. The reality is, and I'm sure you guys see the news just as much as I do, this world is going to shit in a handbasket. You can look everywhere. We're pre-election period right now, and we see the race going on between the far right and the far left, and either one of them is kind of pulling in a completely opposite and extreme direction. We're seeing world deteriorating, the Middle East about to be engulfed in war, more so than it's been in the past. We see Europe being undertaken by civil strife. England is a perfect example right now with the far right and the Muslim community. We see Africa kind of spiraling into more tribal wars over there. So overall, this world is a shit show. And it's gonna get worse before it's gonna get better. That's the honest truth, and I hope you all can agree with me on that one. So when we started the Silver Savage community, when Steve and I got together and we're like, listen, there's some stuff we can offer. We had 2 intents. One of them is to show people our age group, specifically former warriors, that there's still a war to be fought. Just the battlefront has changed. It's no longer on the front lines, but it's back home, right? It can be raising a family, it can be at work, or it can be just sustaining yourself as any kind of emergency comes, from natural disaster to potential civil arrest and so forth. But with that, the second goal was to create leaders, right? I do believe that everything that we do, really at the end of the day, dwindles down to the level of leadership we have. And if you look at the world around us and you look at the issues we're facing, you can very easily kind of follow that through to poor leadership. Poor leadership in the Middle East, poor leadership in America, poor leadership everywhere that causes the issues that we're dealing with. On the other side, as this world will keep spiraling down, people are going to look for new leaders. And that is really what the Silver Savage was designed to do, is to help others step up to the plate to become leaders, either within their community, their family, or the greater entity, right, being a state, a country, whatever it is. My goal is to make leaders that can step up when the time comes and actually lead us out of the mess into a new better future. If you're enjoying this episode, please go ahead and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you like it, and if you can, comment on this show. It does help our rating, which allows us to get in front of more people, bring some cooler guests for you guys to listen to, and overall benefit everybody. So some things that I wanted to kind of touch on. First of all, what will people be looking for? So when we say we're looking for leaders, right? What are people going to be looking for? So we want to look for people that look like they can hold their own, right? If I see a fat slob that can't walk up a flight of stairs without having a heart attack, that is not a leader I'm going to be looking up to. So I'm going to look for people that are in shape and considering all the security issues that are going to be coming up with this new reality. People that also have some sort of a tactical knowledge. That's why we have the warrior pillar under our program, where we encourage people to stay in shape and work out every day, follow a proper nutritional plan and habits, and work on their warrior skills, being self-defense, firearms, medical, and so forth. At the end of the day, if I want to be a leader, I want to be able to lead from the front, and I can't do that if I'm out of shape or lack the skills to do so. So one is a person that can hold their own. The second thing is people that prove themselves running organizations. At the end of the day, it is leadership, meaning you're leading other people. So we put a lot of emphasis on entrepreneurship and business building, and giving our members tools to grow and lead their employees and manage their employees, because those skills will directly relate to leadership on a greater scale. The third thing is people are going to look for leaders that are calm and collected, specifically under stress. And the way we emphasize that in our program is we consider our mind, right? So one of the pillars is for us to keep learning, growing, meditating, and really have some introspect as far as who we are. If I can lead myself, I can lead others. I can't lead others if I cannot lead myself first. So consider my own mind is another big element of the Silver Savage coaching program. And last but not least, we have to understand, and everybody on our group does, that the collective is always going to be greater than the individual, which is why we put so much stock into one of my biggest things, and one thing that I take from all of my mentors and coaches, and it's all about relationships. It's how to foster relationships, because at the end of the day, that is what leadership is all about. It's not about being an individual, it's about how to work within a community and how to be able to navigate different people. What can I offer them and what can they offer me, and how do we work in synergy together to better the whole. So yeah, you'll get a better sense of your own abilities and how to overcome challenges doing our fitness challenges, for example. So once a month we do a challenge, every other month it's a fitness one, and really it's designed to push our members to their limits. It's not that they're hard physically as much as they're hard mentally, right? It really shows our members what they're capable of, which they didn't think they could. And once you prove that to yourself, there's really nothing that can hold you back and stop you. You learn how to run a more efficient and profitable business. Hands down, that's what our business pillar is all about. I'm going to share, or I do share, marketing tips, I do share business management tips, I share structural, organizational, and leadership skills. So as these people can grow their businesses, right? First of all, let's not ignore the fact that financial stability and affluence will directly translate to being able to affect power and be seen as a leader, but also it teaches us how to run a more efficient organization. So we spend a lot of time on developing those skills. The other thing is, again, as I said, is prioritizing myself. So 1 month we do a fitness challenge, the other month is usually some sort of a self-development challenge, right? It can be meditation, it can be reading self-development books, it can be managing my own time, prioritizing my family, whatever it is. We need to know how to grow as an individual. I always say, the day you stop growing, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. If I want to lead others, I have to keep growing myself. So we spend a lot of time on that mind component, on that self-development component that ultimately is going to be the key to everything else. And last but not least, we learn how to foster relationships without an ulterior motive. That's a key point. So when I talk about reaching out to other people, I always reach out with a mindset of what can I do for you? It's not I'm looking for anything in return. But what we found is that the more you do that, ultimately at some point, somebody's going to reach back to you And that's where the true benefit is coming. So not only did you get the benefit of doing something good for others, but from a business standpoint and from just a growth standpoint, everything you put out there is going to end up coming back to you. And that is really what the relationship pillar is all about. So we spend a lot of time on that. And yeah, you're going to get better at each one of those. But ultimately, if you think about all those pillars put together, they only have one goal, and that is to make better leaders. If you want to know more about what's going on behind the scene, what we do day to day, from training to coaching to the people we hang out with, make sure to follow our social media. Instagram, Silver Savage Coaching, and YouTube, Silver Savage. See you on the other side. So as this world keeps spiraling out of control and we're going to get in deeper shit, we're going to look for people to pull us out of that shit and lead us into a better, brighter future and tomorrow. And that is really what I hope each one of you listening to this will be able to do. Just rise up and be that leader. So this is where the sales pitch comes in, right? Are you ready to take the step? Do you have what it takes to be a leader? And more importantly, do you want to do it with a community of other like-minded individuals? Honestly, each person in a group is a savage. Every person in a group is a leader that is proven, that is doing a great job historically, or is planning on doing that in the future. We have men and women. Actually, at the moment, I think we are at about 60-40% wise, so pretty even split there. We have people that are business owners, but people that are also contractors or employees of other companies and organizations and just want to take on leadership roles within their organizations. We have people that come from the military, law enforcement, security professionals, but not only, we also have financial advisors. We have people that come from the arts and humanities. So a really good eclectic group of people. So it's a very diverse community with really one thing that brings us all together at the end of the day. And we all want to take on the challenge. We all want to see how much better can we get as individuals and what kind of benefit can we provide to the community as a whole. So if you're ready to take that plunge and to join our community, go ahead and check silversavagecoaching.com. You can sign up directly there. If you go to silversavage.com, the general platform for this podcast and some of our swag, there's also a link to the coaching program there. I'm going to end with this because this is a question that comes up all the time. It's like, BK, why you? Why are you qualified to be a coach? And I'll start by saying I never aspired to be a coach like I am today. I love it. And it really started because other people felt comfortable to come and ask for my advice. Obviously, you saw some value in my life experience that you sought my feedback or my input. And all I decided to do is just open it to more people in the process. But to be honest, the more I do it, that imposter syndrome is slowly falling away or peeling away. I have a feeling it will always be there to some extent, but really I'm finding more and more the value that I do bring to the table, and I own it, and I am happy with it, and I'm happy to share that with you. So just a few bullet points of what am I actually bringing to the table. So I've been a business owner for over 18 years. I run 7-figure companies at this point, which was no easy feat considering I came to this country with $500 and some scuba diving gear. So everything I've done, I built the hard way. I built by myself by taking loans and putting on credit card and building companies and diversifying and building more companies and running at some point, I think in an excess of close to 100 employees and contractors working for me. So I'm pretty stoked and pretty happy about that. So certainly I have that business background coming in. 25 years of military experience, over a decade in law enforcement. I spent a lot of time as a security professional and as a medic. So when we talk about the tactical background and the leadership skills that come with it, I certainly have a lot of experience on that end. I have a wonderful wife. I have 4 beautiful kids that are smart and funny and healthy, and I certainly consider them to be my greatest success. And with that, I have a circle of friends that I am super proud to call brothers and sisters. If you are part of my circle, I absorbed you as family, and the fact that I can do it and I invest so much in relationships, I think it certainly translates to my success in other realms of life and skills I want to share with you. And lastly, honestly, most importantly, I do feel I am passionate about helping others. Actually, my COO at my company and my partner Michael often says, your coaching program takes your attention from a lot of other things. And he's right. He's absolutely right. But I feel so passionate about it, and I enjoy this so much that I made it very clear that this is here to stay, and everything else we do will have to complement it or work around it in one way or another. It's not going away. I love helping other people. Everything I do, if you think about it, comes from that standpoint. I teach self-defense because I want to keep people safer. I teach firearms and tactical disciplines to law enforcement because I want each one of those people in uniform to go home to their families at the end of the shift. I teach security because I want people to be safe. I am a medic because I want to help people and make sure we increase survivability. And as a mentor, I want to make sure that you get whatever results you're looking for, business, relationship, fitness, whatever it is that I can provide advice. I want to be accessible and able to do so. And I think that is truly one of the things that sets me apart. I'm not doing this for the money. God knows this is not going to make me a millionaire. I am not doing it for anything other than providing value where I can. And really, my goal is to create a community of other savages that can come together and, God forbid, when the time comes, and I have a feeling it is coming, rise up. And these silver savages are going to be the people that are going to lead us in the near future. So again, I apologize if this was out of character and if people did not appreciate it, but honestly, it's my platform and my podcast, so I'll use it for whatever I want, and I try not to use it for sales ever. This is over 100 episodes that I've done, never once preaching Silver Savage or really selling it, and I hope you guys understand why I've done it. I think we are at a point in our life and in this world where it is very much needed. So please consider joining us. Go to silversavagecoaching.com. Probably the best monthly expense that you can make to grow yourself, become a better version of yourself, and by doing so, helping everybody around you. Stay savage. See you guys all next week.